Oh, that was so much fun. Let's do that.
I got dizzy.
If this were my class, I would be calling your name, saying, wow, I really like the low levels that Dr. Robinson gave us, as she told us before. You know, Rhoda had a good creepy move for Pink Panther. I like that. So whenever you're doing these kind of activities, if you can, call someone's name and encourage them, because everyone looks at them and is like, oh, what are they doing? I want my name to be called out. And that encourages them and makes them feel more confident. Now we're going to watch a video of my students doing that activity. I wanted you to do it first so that you didn't take any cues from them, and I want you to see how children respond to that.
Jessica, I have a question about the arrangement of your nifty 50 states.
50 nifty,
50 nifty nifty, yes. 50 nifty. What arrangement do you use?
That song is from the Making Music series that I use. It's from the 5th grade series. And you check with your, if you're in elementary, check with your music specialist. That's what everybody uses. Well, it's Making Music, 50 Nifty United States. You can look that up.
Jessica?
Yes.
Have you heard the arrangement, the states to the turkey and the straw? Have you heard that one?
No, but I know there's lots of different variations. Do you use that?
Yeah, actually, I've used that in the past, and that's a good one too. I just wanted to put that out there because that's another fun one that the kids really get into.
Very cool. Any other comments or questions? No. This is another dance. So if we have time, we'll do this later.
You do not have to do a certain kind of movement. If there is a steady beat in the song, please move to the steady beat. If there's not a steady beat in the song, then you are not required to move to the steady beat.
By simply changing the tune or whatever, changing the tempo, you had complete control of the class.
Yeah.
And that's great.
And you can see they're giggling, they're laughing, they love it. Now, I want to show you this because that was the first take. They'd never done it. And then I kind of talked to them about being more creative. You know, if you hear a trumpet sound, is there more than one way to show it than just, you know? So you'll see a little bit different movement this time. First take and the second take?
Yes.
What did you notice?
They were freer.
Yeah, freer, more expressive. Like you said, they were getting lower.
They weren't watching each other as much either.
Yeah, they weren't as concerned about.
More comfortable with their own expression.
Does anybody have an idea of how you can incorporate anything you've seen so far into your classroom?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody see anything?
Oh, yeah.
Could you share something that you have in your mind?
I was just thinking that would be nice for like a quick break when we're in the middle of something like long and heavy and you know a lot of talking or reading, things like that. Like, okay, let's jump up and do this real quick. Let them get their their energy out for a minute. And another thing I was gonna say, when they were doing that, like you take that kid who's like always embarrassed to do things in front of other people, and even if he's doing the exact same thing as the kid in front of him, he's still up there dancing and moving. Which I thought was good.
Yeah. Could you see how you could tie in social studies even though this is 4th grade? Anybody have an idea for that you could use in your room?
You could use music from a certain time period too.
Yeah, we read in 7th grade A Land Remembered, and there's a part where Zach goes to the ball, so we can talk about probably like folk dance and different things like that. And he was very embarrassed. He didn't want to get out and move. So
Yeah, and as you saw with the amendment project, you can take any discipline and create a poem to rhyme and perform it because they will not forget that, as you know how that works.
You could also use that activity you did for to spur their writing. Give them a topic or something and play music and let it help spur some thoughts and write about it, or even just write about what they were doing.
Right. The next clip we're going to see, they are listening to Paul Dukas and his Sorcerer's Apprentice from Fantasia. It's a purely instrumental. And what I wanted them to do was listen to the music, and I just gave them a piece of paper and markers, and I wanted them to think creatively and draw how the music made them feel. So that's what you're going to see. You have what that would be like?
Just write a story about their picture or how they felt.
or how they found their way home.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The next clip, I have a school-wide talent show at my school, and because of the numbers, I have 500 kids. So whenever those students come to me, like the last week of school, we have their talent show with just their classroom in my room. They can sing, they can dance, they can do taekwondo as we've had, they can do all kind of things. And it's really cool because I get to see what they do if they're not one to come up and say, hey, could I please do sing a solo for the class? They're not wanting to do that, but they might do it in a group or something like that. And I think this is a great idea. You can work with your music specialist at your school if they don't already do it. I would suggest, and if they're against that, you can always do this with your own kids in your classroom. I do it towards the end of school. This is 3rd grade, and this is a dance.
My name is Leo.
I love that. Believe it or not, they did that, and I didn't even know they were going to do that. I said, when did y'all learn that? And they're like, at recess. Like, where did you learn how to do that? Oh, you know. I'm like, no, I don't know. And they were like jumping, and I was really impressed. And they, anyway. So, if you are integrating arts in your classrooms, you can start at the beginning of the year in the fall, and then at the end of the year, you could say, because if you're not a music teacher like I am and you teach in the homeroom, you could say, feel free to perform one of your arts integrated activities that we've done this year and perform for the talent show for the rest of the class. It's something that you could do. Or you could just open it up for whoever wants to, sing, dance, or play an instrument. How many of you would be interested in having a talent show with your class?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That'd be great.
Anybody already do that? You do?
But I'm a music teacher too, so we do the same thing. We do end of year. I do talent show and chair because sometimes that's a little less intimidating for, you know, the students that might not think that they have a talent, even though I insist that they all have talents, you know, and that it's just a matter of finding what their niche is. Sometimes it's a little less intimidating for them to bring something in, and it still gets them up in front of the class and they're able to speak and share about it, and then, you know, they can pass it around, or even if it's a picture or something that's special to them, it still kind of gets them in that presentation mode, which accomplishes what I want to accomplish as a teacher, which is getting them in front of the class and not being afraid to get up there and speak.
Yeah.
So, it's good.
One of the last things we're going to do, I'm going to show you a song and dance that I do from kindergarten all the way through 5th grade. I learned at do you go to the FMEA clinic that they normally have in Tampa?
Yes.
This is Artie Almeida's Zudio. Do you know Zudio? Okay, cool. So I'm going to show you the video first to be a model for you, because we're going to get up and do it after we sit and do it.
What is Zudio?
It's the name of the song and dance that we're going to see. Zudio with a Z. Yeah.
Dated from the year 2000. It's way out of date.
Sorry.
Now you just make it work, you know.
Yeah. What I usually do is say, right high five a partner, and keep your hand up until you find someone. So go ahead and do that, please.
We got a partner already, yeah.
Okay, this is a partner dance. Look at me. You're going to echo after me. You saw the whole, so now we're going to take it by part. Here we go, Zudio, Zudio, Zudio. Your turn. Here we go,
Studio, studio, studio.
Yeah, and I do this, but typically you hold hands with your partner and do it. So let's try like that. Ready and sing. Here we go, studio, studio, studio. Next part is, here we go, studio, all night long.
Here we go, studio, all night long.
So both those parts together. Ready and sing.
Here we go, studio, studio, studio. Here we go, studio, all night long.
Now here's the tricky part. Okay, this is where we teach the on beats and the off beats. You have to jump, clap, and you're jumping backwards as you do it. So let's just practice that. So ready and go. Jump, clap, jump, clap, jump, jump, jump.
I gotta do that
Jump,
over again.
jump, jump, and that's it.
How many
Okay?
jumps?
Here's what it looks like. You do this. Well, jump back, side, jump back, side, all night long. So let's piece that. Let's do jump back, side, jump back, side, all night long. Now this happens in the classroom. You don't have enough space for everyone to go way back. So I say, if you don't have enough space, just jump up and down, or take smaller jumps. Because this is what I did. Jump back, Sally, like that. No. Is that steady beat? No. So just jump a little smaller if you need to. Let's try it from the beginning. Here we go. Ready and sing.
Here we go, studio, studio, studio. Here we go, studio, all night long.
Jump back, Sally, jump back, Sally, all night long. This is the fun part. Everybody put your hands like this. Now, you're going to run to your partner.